From gardening to animals to extreme renovations, welcome to Homesteading at College Hill Farm. Welcome back to College Hill Farm. Today it's time to get our tomatoes out of our Roma bed and plant them in the garden. It's late in the afternoon, it's about an hour till dark, and this is when I like to transplant my Romas. Now these I've gone too long, they're too big. They're big, so they'll have quite a bit of transplant shock. So doing it here and it getting ready to be night is better. It's going to rain tonight, going to rain tomorrow, going to rain the next 2 or 3 days. So that will help them to grow. Now, what am I going to do to harvest them? Well, I'm not gentle when I do this. I need a bucket. That's got a big spider web in it. Whew, big old spider web. I'm out of there. Garden's a place for spiders. I'm going to take a bucket and I'm just going to take a shovel and dig them up. So let me show you what they've done. It should have been 200 tomatoes, 200 tomato plants, but it didn't do that this year. I don't know what the deal was, but it didn't do it. So let me take you off the tripod and show you. Here they are. I think I got in there and there were 50 total tomato plants. So I'm going to dig those up and let you see how I transplant them in the garden. Again, I'm not going to be dainty with them. Take my shovel, select out, put in the shovel, and get a whole bunch at once. Oh, well, my bucket fell. Now what I've got here, I'll put this around where you can see, what I've got here is a whole bunch of little plants. And I'll have to separate those when I get in the garden. So there's that one. There's one. And now there's still more plants here. So I want to get some of those in another bucket. And I'll just get this coffee can you see me use over and over. Dig these two up. Put them right there. Well, that one completely fell out. Now let's just take these and go on, and then I'll come back and get the rest. Now, the task is to separate these plants without breaking them. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to switch over to where you can just see the plants. You'll be able to hear me talk, but you won't be able to see nothing but my hands. So here we go. Now here's our plants in the back of my E-Z-Go. And what I need to do is I need to separate these now. Well, that dirt that I used was just potting soil and compost. So it's going to separate fairly easily. So I'm going to start, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set them here in this coffee can after I separate them out. So I've got 2 in the coffee can. Okay, there's 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See if I can get these separated out. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22, 23. I've still got more in here. I've got 5 or 6 more, but that's all my coffee can will hold successfully. So I've got 23 so far. There's more in the bed, but there's only going to be something like about 30 is all I'm looking at. So part of these didn't make, so I've only got 30, so I'm going to definitely have to grow about 80 more in the basement. So, and I'll probably do 2 flats, which will make 96 more. So let's go over here and I'll show you how I'm going to plant them. Okay, here are my tomatoes. And then I have a fancy planting apparatus that I use. I spare no expense. I go to the local little maple bush. It's a stick. It's got a fork on the end. And what that does is I'll be able to push this right into the ground with the tomato on it. Now you have to make sure your ground's good and soft. But I start off by going down through here and just laying the tomatoes where I want them. So let me start that. You can watch. And I don't bend over, I just drop them. One there, here, there. Have to kick one, get over there. One there. You're going to be right there. I'll spare you watching me do the whole row. All you're going to do now is take this stick. Let me pull you over here where you can see. Okay, all you do is take your stick, get the tomato by the root, and push it straight down into the dirt. The softer your dirt is, the better this goes. Straight down into the dirt. Now, once that's done, once you've got them poked in the ground, I've got a tank sprayer, just a little pump sprayer. It's filled with Miracle-Gro. And I am going to water them in. The bigger the plant, the more water it gets. I'll water it in like that, and then I'll kick dirt up around it. And water it in some more. That's it. That's what you do. The bigger plants are less likely to survive than the smaller plants. But I think they'll all survive because I'm doing it at dusk. And then it's going to rain tonight, tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. It's going to rain 3 days in a row. So I think they'll be all right. So I'm going to get on down through here and put these in. I got all the Romas out of the bed planted. I wound up with 44. So with 48 down there, I've got almost 100. I've got 94. I was shooting for between 150 and 200. So that means that since the bed only gave me about 1/4 as much, that meant they wound up costing me like 16 cents a piece instead of the 4 cents a piece that they would have cost me. but that's all right. So I'll have to start Romas in the basement. So I'll probably do 2 flats. So I'll get those started probably this weekend. It's supposed to rain all weekend. Give me something to do in the basement. So if you like this sort of stuff, this homesteading, do-it-yourself, all that kind of thing, be certain to come out to the channel and subscribe. There's a little button right there, and all you have to do is press that button. It'll take you to our channel. You can subscribe. If you hit the bell, it'll tell you when we upload a video. We upload videos every Sunday. Sometimes 1, sometimes 5. It just depends on how many we get done that week, or what's going on the homestead that week. So be certain to come on out to the channel. You can also get to our Facebook page through that channel. There's a link. So now it's time for me to get on to the next thing.